Hello and welcome to Changing the Face of Fibromyalgia. I'm Jessica and I've had a great request for a video, and that was how to talk to your doctors and questions to ask your medical team. And that is a great request because all too often we find ourselves overwhelmed, full of information, overwhelmed with the symptoms, and we don't really know what's going on, and we really don't know the questions to ask when we go to our doctor's appointments. I know that I've been seen by the Gambit, which is pulmonologist, cardiologist, gastrointestinal doctors, my primary care doctor, osteopaths. I've been seen by rheumatologists. I've seen them all. And quite honestly, none of them have been able to help me with my fibromyalgia. But through the years, I have developed a line of questions that I ask any new doctor that I see, including doctors at the emergency rooms or urgent care when I do get sick. So these are some great questions to write down and keep on hand. First of all, understand that fibromyalgia is a syndrome, and syndrome meaning there are so many symptoms that it's just grouped together and they're really not sure where these symptoms come from or why we get fibromyalgia, so they classify it as a syndrome. Quite honestly, I think it needs to be updated into the autoimmune category, but more than likely, if you have fibromyalgia, you've got other illnesses going on. So to start with, I would definitely suggest that you look for an osteopath or a neuropath. And the reason why I suggest those is because they believe in holistic medicine as well as prescription medicine. And even though I've gone through all the medicines over many, many years, Cymbalta, Lyrica, gabapentin, amitriptyline, tizanidine, Xanaflex, I've gone through them all. And none of them really helped me. Matter of fact, I only got worse. And my osteopath is a fantastic osteopath, and he supports me in the way of supplements, and he's very happy to see me going on the natural path. However, if I need a prescription for, say, an infection, or if I'm having a tremendous amount of pain with certain areas of the body, he's okay with prescribing me medications. But I am all about supplements, and I haven't always been all about supplements. I have tried the medications, and they haven't worked. So then I turned to the supplements, and they are working, and I am healing and getting better. However, when you go to your doctor, these are the questions that you want to ask. If you choose not to go to an osteopath or a neuropath, A-OK. But I want you to be aware of questions that you need to ask and aware of some of the answers you're going to get. The first question you need to ask your doctor is, what is causing my symptoms? What is causing the insomnia, the upset stomach, the tingling, numbing? What about the electrical shocks I seem to be feeling all over? Tender points on my skin, these points that hurt to push on it. It hurts for anybody to touch me. What's causing these symptoms? More than likely, if they've never seen you before, they're going to look into these symptoms and they're going to say, more than likely it's fibromyalgia. I want you to know that not all doctors will test you for fibromyalgia as far as a blood test goes. So the next question you need to ask is, what are tests that you can run to figure out what conditions and illnesses I am experiencing currently? More than likely they're going to say, well, there's no really test to do for fibromyalgia. We can see how many trigger points are sensitive on your body, and they're really not going to look at all your symptoms combined. If you come across a great doctor, then they will. They'll take everything in account, and they'll definitely go down the line to see what categories you fit in. But there are tests to be done. There is ANA testing that you can have done for autoimmune to see if you have RA, MS, lupus. And if you come back negative on those, then more than likely they're going to put you in the fibromyalgia category. They can also test you for Sjogren's and see if you're experiencing Sjogren's, which I was and am. So there are tests that can be ran. Do not let them tell you there is nothing they can run on you, because that's simply not true. You need to arm yourself with this knowledge before you go into the doctor. That way, when you're speaking and having a conversation with them, you don't get railroaded. Often, too many times, I hear from women, the doctor just won't listen. He doesn't even look up from his computer or his notes to look at me and ask me questions, or when I'm asking him questions, he doesn't seem to be paying attention to what I'm saying. And sadly, that's often the case. Oftentimes that does happen. There are great doctors out there that do listen. So, number one, if you're not getting the answers that you know you need to be getting, move on to another doctor. These doctors are your employees. They may be your doctors, but you're their patient and you're paying them for their services. So if they're not doing a good service for you, move on. What would you do with any employee that is not helping you along the way and being beneficial to you? You'd fire them. So doctors are no different. And I know I hear this a lot. It's very frustrating finding a new doctor. It's exhausting. And yes, it is. I agree with you. It's exhausting. However, it's necessary. Keep going till you find that one doctor that is going to help you and is going to listen to you, because I promise you they're out there. The third question I want you to ask is, the medicines that you're prescribing me now, are they going to interact with the medicines that I currently take? And that is so important, because oftentimes with dealing with fibromyalgia, autoimmune, chronic pain, we see several different doctors because we're trying to figure out what these symptoms are. If you can't sleep, you go to a sleep specialist. If you're having breathing problems, you go to a pulmonologist. If your legs are feeling heavy and exhausting, what do? You check out your veins, see what's going on in your veins and your legs. Is there a problem there? And so many times you get prescribed medications along the way. And when you finally get to the doctor for fibromyalgia, you want to make sure that they see the list of your medications, and are those medications going to interact with medications that they're going to prescribe you at that visit. Please make sure you ask, what are the side effects of these medications? What do I need to be looking out for? Also ask, what is the ratio as to good to bad in these medications for fibromyalgia? Do they seem to be helping? Do you know the percentage rate of patients that are taking these medications? Is it helping them? Is it being beneficial? I also would love for you to ask, how many patients do you treat for fibromyalgia? What is the recommended, what do you recommend on treating it? Also, ask them, am I going to get worse? Am I going to get better? What can I expect with this illness? And all too often you're going to hear, well, fibromyalgia, there's no treatment for it. There's no cure for it, really. We can prescribe you some medications to see if we can manage your symptoms, but really that's just putting a Band-Aid on it. I really want you to dig in and ask, okay, but these medications are just Band-Aids. So what is the root cause of my problem? More than likely, they're going to tell you they don't know. And I will suggest that if a doctor tells you they don't know, you need to move on. You need to move on to a doctor who is very proficient in fibromyalgia and autoimmune, and find a doctor that can get to the root cause. It took me many, many, many doctors to finally find my chiropractor who has gotten to the root cause. And the chiropractor that I see now doesn't just adjust me. He does several different therapies to help with my pain and inflammation, as well as put me on the right path for supplements that are healing my body and are helping me with the pain. I never did think that a chiropractor was going to be the one to get rid of all the junk that I've been experiencing, but that is the case. My osteopath hasn't been able to help me, even though he has tried his hardest, and he has tried to help me with my pain, because he's a very caring and loving doctor, and he always listens to me. but he just didn't have the answers to what was causing the fibro and autoimmunes. So my chiropractor has been able to help me with that. And I go in every week and I ask him, what is a supplement that can help with XYZ? He's always put me on the right path. He's the one that put me on the path to colostrum. And without him, I really don't even know where I'd be at this point if I wouldn't have started it 8 months ago. I probably would be either not here or in more of a mess than I was in. These questions are important to ask your doctors. Please realize that they work for you. And if they're not doing a good job, move on. You need to see in a doctor that he or she is going to look at you in the eye while you're talking to them and explaining your symptoms, that they're going to listen to the questions that you have and they're going to answer them thoroughly. Please do not go into your doctors feeling stressed or anxiety ridden. If you are, then it's probably a good indication that you've had bad experiences in the past, and you want to make sure that you arm yourself with as much knowledge as possible when going to a new doctor or even to your current doctor. It's important that they don't talk over you. If when you ask a question, they talk over you, move on. They are not for you, and they don't have your best interest at heart. If they truly are not listening, find someone who will listen. And I know it's exhausting, and I know that it's a pain going over and over and over to new doctors, but it's necessary for you to find the right one that fits for you. Because fibromyalgia not only can be treated, but it can be healed. And I know this because I'm doing it. I'm currently doing it, and so are several others. If you have any questions about how I'm helping my fibromyalgia and helping my pain, please go ahead and check out past videos that I've done. Part 1 and Part 2 will definitely help you out, where I talk about leaky gut and the supplements that I'm taking currently to put me on the right path of healing. Please make sure that you look below, because I'm going to put some other questions down below that you can ask your doctors and your medical team going forward to help you arm yourself with even more information. It is so vital that you find that one doctor that's going to help you more than any other. And I promise you that if you look into a neuropath, osteopath, and chiropractor, you're going to get the help that you need. If you have experienced any of those situations where you've been at the doctor and they haven't listened, comment below. I know what it feels like to be railroaded, and I know what it feels like not to get the answers that you're looking for. But I promise you those answers are out there. You just got to find the right doc to help you out. New videos are uploaded every Monday and Thursday. Thanks for joining me today. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Help me reach more women and men who suffer from this illness. I just want to help as many as I can, and I know it's frustrating and it's such a painful illness, and I want to be there for as many as I can be. So thanks so much for sharing the video. Thank you for subscribing, and give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Let me know how I'm doing, and I'll see you next time.